Hello, this is the history of the albuterol inhaler. The need for development of it is to treat bronchospasm, which is triggered by exercise, and also to treat asthma, which is a very common respiratory disease, mostly found in children. It was created in the 1960s by a British company of men, but they didn't end up patenting it until the 1970s. Albuterol was discovered in 1966. It was launched as Ventolin in 1969, which is just basically the same thing, but under a different name. And then in 1972, the production of it really picked up, and it was more commonly sold and used by people with asthma. And the struggle of bringing it to the market was the company's struggle with the prices of the medicine that they had to use to make it. Like, the albuterol was in such a high demand that it became more expensive. And the insurance costs, usually it's not an out-of-pocket expense because depends on your insurance, but it's usually going to be covered by most of the insurances that offer coverage for medicine. And it really depends on if you have a preference of using an on-brand name or if you are okay with using off-brand albuterol inhaler. Now, the cost of the inhaler, if you have no insurance, the generic ranges from around $36 up to $46, which is just the generic, so you're not getting like a name brand or anything. It's just the drug with no fancy name brands. But if you get the on-brand kind, it ranges from $30 to $91, which is there's not really a difference between the generic and the on-brand. You're just paying for a more reliable one. With insurance, albuterol is most likely going to be covered because it's seen as like a necessity, like if you were to have a hospital visit get covered. Companies that produce albuterol, Ventolin, which was mentioned before, which is produced by GSK, which is that group of people that originally developed it, and they also offer a generic version. It is also offered by Pro Air HFA, which they offer a dry air inhaler, which is instead of the liquid medicine being aspirated, it's more of a dry kind of thing. And Proventil HFA is the common generic one, and Air Supra is a combination of albuterol and corticosteroid budesonide. With the high demand of albuterol inhalers, the companies kind of go head to head to see who has the more appealing prices and more bang for your buck, but they also want to make a profit while getting more proceeds. Now, healthcare providers usually do recommend an inhaler because it's convenient. It's just a little thing you can use, and you can just throw it in your purse or you can throw it in your backpack. It's easy to travel with, and it's not like a complex thing. You don't need to not if you were to have insulin. It's more of just a shake in 2 puffs, easy to use, and there's not a lot of risks that come along with using one. So healthcare providers usually don't have many cons to using one, and it's easy also for children to use. And if they have a hard time using it, there's also attachments that you can get for the inhaler called a chamber that you can spray it, and then whenever the child takes a deep breath enough and releases it, they can just breathe it in at whatever time is good for them if they can't time it right. And for the patient, it relieves asthma and respiratory diseases, and it provides a better quality of life for people with those diseases. But some of the downsides to using it is it can cause thrush, which is kind of a infection in the back of your throat if you don't rinse your throat after you use it, and dry coughing. Obviously, you're inhaling basically air, and also headaches because it is a pressurized canister that can mess with a couple of things. The market for the inhaler is above 5,324 million in 2025, which has been growing at around 7% since 2021. You can't really tell how many people are like working with the inhaler because it's such a wide broad of the spectrum. So about a few million work with it because it's not really easy to tell who works with it. And the summary, it's an inhaler that is globally used to treat multiple respiratory diseases, and it's supported and backed up by healthcare providers around the world. And this is my works cited. And thank you for listening.